He was given the opportunity of a lifetime, but his dreams were dashed in an instant when a tragic accident cost him not only his dream, but also changed his life forever.
I think a lot of people have a calling, and for me, performing has always been a passion of mine, and I couldn't imagine my life without it. As I was becoming more and more in love with performing, I made a trip out to Las Vegas to see a show called Reve. From the second that I saw that show, I knew I had to be a part of it.
I knew how important Reve was for AJ, and I remember he really took the time to prepare for it.
Intense strength workouts, swimming workouts, acrobatics, and dance. I was finally ready to audition for the show that I had saw 9 years ago. 4 days after that audition, I was riding home on my motorcycle. A careless driver cut across all lanes of traffic and hit me right in the side. It threw me about 30, 40 feet. I had felt a really sharp pain in my foot. When I arrived at the hospital, I had no idea the extent of damage that was done to my body.
So at this point, my doctor has basically told me that amputation seems to be the best option.
It was really hard to cope with. 3 weeks before, best shape of my life. Now I'm struggling to do something as simple as take a shower.
The first time I saw AJ after his amputation, it was just instant tears. I didn't see him any differently. He was still just AJ to me.
I only gave myself permission to feel how I was feeling for a week. And after that week, there was no looking back. This was your life now.
He really strives to be the best that he can be, which is so admirable. Every step of the way, I'm proud of AJ.
Wow.
Everyone, please welcome Andrew to the show.
I call that some giddy up the roof stuff. Thank you so much.
Hi, Andrew.
Welcome, sir. Great to have you. Make yourself at home. And,
Welcome.
You know, let's get right to this because everyone watched that poignant piece. Will you tell everyone whether or not you were ever able to audition again?
Yeah, so after 8 months of rehabilitation, and only 8 months, I was able to audition the very next year, and now I get the joy to perform in front of thousands of people.
Wow! So you did more than audition. You auditioned and you nailed it, and now you are living your dream.
Yeah, absolutely, every day.
Instead of asking, was there a moment when you didn't think you could do this, I want to go positive. When did you realize in your recovery, you know what, I'm going to shoot for the moon here?
Actually, from the moment I decided to amputate, I knew that there was nothing to hold myself back. So I just went.
Well, AJ, and there was a specific moment for you, right?
I had been in the hospital for 2.5 weeks. I had 3 surgeries to try to save my foot. And then at the end of the 3rd surgery, amputation had just seemed more and more of a good option. And after the 3rd surgery, my doctor sat down with me and it was very much like, listen, we could do this for a very long time. And at the end of it, you probably have a foot that's completely fused together, or we could amputate. And it actually only took me about 10 seconds to realize that my life would be much more fulfilling with amputation. And so about 10 seconds later, I decided to amputate. And I've never looked back since.
Do you have, though, unique physical challenges during the show?
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously, I would love to say that I could do the show with 1 leg, but unfortunately, I need to. And actually, for the show, I need 4. So I actually have different legs that I use for different acts in the show. So, I mean, obviously there are different challenges amongst that as well. I mean, just trying to get a leg to stay on, and on top of that, you know, you're dealing with all of the acrobatic forces, the water, the aerial work, and all that stuff too. So.
What's your favorite act in the show?
Oh, actually, one of my favorite acts in the show is Red Man. And for me, it's so rewarding because it was such a challenge to get to that point. And so it was something that I wanted to do, and it was something I fought for every day.
Well, and the best part is you all don't have to go to Vegas to see a performance by Andrew with some of his castmates, because later in the show, we're going to see Andrew perform from Reve. We are very excited to see you perform, but more importantly, we're just excited that you're still living your dream.